What if your website could work harder than your best salesperson converting visitors into paying customers 24/7? That would be amazing, right? Well, if that sounds like a dream, stay tuned because I'm about to show you how to turn your business website into a sales powerhouse. And hey, if you're a business owner looking to boost your online revenue, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my tips about how to take your business website to multiple levels. So, in order to start understanding how to make your website into a sales powerhouse, you first have to understand the problem. And there's actually three problems. The first problem is there's a problem with user experience. So, a lot of business websites don't actually have a good user experience. And the reason why I say that is because most people don't even have a way to track the user experience for people. And the user experience is basically, where are people clicking? Are they able to find the information that they're looking for on your website? Are they able to, if you're adding products or services on your website, are they able to check out with ease? And all those things are blind spots for you if you don't have any way to be able to see what it is like to be in the footsteps of your customer who's on your website. And the thing is that later on in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can actually get a glimpse and see behind the scenes of what it's like for your customers and to actually see what they're doing on your website. And it's going to be a total game changer. The second problem is that there could be weak or missing calls to actions. And so call to actions are usually buttons that where you're asking for somebody to do something on your website. And usually that thing that you're asking them to do is your ideal action. So for example, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to shop now? Do you want them to get a quote? Do you want them to schedule a call? All of those things are examples of calls to actions, and they need to be put in strategic places on your website because when you do that, then it dramatically increases sales and conversions. And the problem is that most business websites have either weak or missing calls to actions in these locations that I'm telling you about. The third problem is ineffective design and slow loading times. And so a lot of times the problem is that business websites have an outdated website. When's the last time that you had your website revamped? Maybe it's been 5 years or more. Well, that's going to be a sign that you probably are in need of a website design because trends change every single year. And it's important to have a trendy update or a trendy website. So for example, think of your favorite brands. Imagine Apple, that it had an outdated design or kept the same design from last year or from the year before. Basically, it would say something about their brand, right? Same thing with all the other brands, whether it's a big business, small business, or medium business, no matter what, you have to stay up with the brands because you have to stay up with the trends because that's really what customers care about. They care about the experience and how they feel. And basically they're thinking, hey, if this is an outdated design and they don't care about their website, they probably don't have very good products or services. So that's going to be a problem. And then a final problem that I want to talk to you about is the slow loading times. And so if you have slow loading times where your page takes, a few seconds to load, if it's not instant, if it's not just within like 1 or 2 seconds, then you're losing a lot of customers because people don't want to wait. And your competitors' websites are fast loading. So you want to make sure that you fix that problem as well. So now you're ready to hear about 5 key strategies to transform your website. So here they are. Strategy number 1 is to optimize the user experience on your website. All right. And there's several ways that you want to do this. So one of the ways that you can do this is to have an easy navigation. You want to have clear menus and a logical site structure. If people want to find out exactly, what you're all about, they should be able to go to the about page and it should be clearly marked as that in the navigation. And one of the problems that I see sometimes on business websites is that they try to get creative and they try to be unique. And I like being creative and being unique, but you have to be creative and unique in the right way. You can be creative and unique in your design and in what you're selling and in your offers. But when it comes to navigation, this is one of the areas where you actually want to be familiar, all right? Because people are comfortable with what's familiar. And so, hey, if it's an about page, it's nice that it's just called an about page. Don't call it something else that's where you're trying to be cutesy. You want to keep it clear and concise and to be easy. Hey, you want to make it about a contact page. People should be able to find the contact page in your navigation very easily. So make sure that your navigation is easy to follow. Another area that you can optimize in the user experience is speed. You want to have a fast loading pages for better user retention. And for this, this, you can just test your website, but you're going to have to test it either from a different computer or a browser that you haven't used before to go, because the problem is that when you use your own phone or computer to go to your website, it caches some of your pages and some of the images and stuff like that. So what ends up happening is that it ends up loading really fast. But somebody who's visiting your website for the first time gets a slower version of your website because they don't have anything that's cached in their browser. So that's why you'll want to test either probably from a different browser. You can install a different browser on your computer. So if you're using Safari, you don't have Chrome, install Chrome. You have, Chrome and Safari, then go get Microsoft Edge. Whatever it is, just get a brand new browser, install it, go to the website and see, hey, how long does it take to load your computer? Or how long does it take, pardon me, to load your website? And then from there, you can find out, hey, is it taking more than 2 seconds? Anything less than 2 seconds is going to be, you're going to need to optimize for, and you're going to need to probably hire somebody to make it faster. So if it's for WordPress, you can hire a company to make your website faster. If it's for like any of these other companies like Wix, Squarespace, or something else that you're using, if you're using a DIY website, you'll need to contact the support team that is behind your website. The third area that you can optimize for when it comes to user experience is to make sure that you have a mobile first design. The mobile version of your website is the most important version of your website, because you're going to see that a large majority of people visiting your website are visiting from mobile. And all of our clients in our agency, and we're seeing that almost 60 to 70% of all traffic coming to the websites across the board is coming from mobile. So if you don't have padding that looks good on left and right, if you don't have a design that breathes, and that means that it has enough white space and it's nice to read on mobile, then people are going to be leaving pretty quickly. And so that's one of the areas that you want to make sure that you're optimizing on your website. Strategy number 2 to transform your website is to have a strong visual design and branding. And so you want to have consistent branding. So what is branding really made out of? You want for people to be able to, whenever they come to your website and they see your stuff also on social media, that they're able to say, hey, it's that company. So think about your fonts. All of your fonts should be consistently across all of your website and your social media. The colors of your logo, the colors that you use in your images, the logo itself, all of that should reflect your own unique business identity, and you should not stray away with it. Think about McDonald's. All right. So they have the golden arches. They have the red background with that yellow or orangey kind of look. And so everything that they have is that they use that red and orange and yellow palette everywhere. I think it's yellow. So basically, you'll never see them straying away from that. And so that's why whenever you see that red and yellow, or you see that golden arches, you're instantly say, hey, that's McDonald's, right? Instant brand recognition. And you want to do the same thing for your brand, no matter what size business you are, even if you're a small business, because over time, when people see that it's something that they're familiar with, they're gonna want to buy from you and do business with you if your products and services, of course, align with what they're looking for. So that's one of the things that you want to do. Another thing that you want to do in this area of strong visual design and branding is to have professional visuals. So you're going to really want to invest in quality images and in doing good quality videos as well. Now, as you know, video has been around for quite a while, and it's really one of the preferred methods that people want to consume content. What would you rather do? Look at an image or watch a video? If it's, depending on what the subject matter is. A lot of times people want to watch video. It's much more engaging. Think about things about Netflix, Hulu, all these other YouTube places, YouTube, where you're watching this right now, or if you're watching it on Instagram or social media or Meta, any of those places, well, you're going to see that video content is the number one preferred content. So that's why it's really important to have good quality video. You're also going to want to have great quality images. And really, with tools like Canva, and you can have a free Canva account, there's really no reason you can't get already made quality images to use in your business or service. And all you have to do is just tweak it a little bit. And now with the rise of AI, you can basically use tools like ChatGPT, which uses a version called DALL-E 3 to create images. And they're also always upgrading those. And there's tons of other AI tools that you could check out, like Imagine.art or Leonardo AI. And that's just to mention a few. Midjourney, of course, is a big popular one. So check out any of those places if you're looking for getting high quality images and even videos for your business. Another area that you can focus on when it comes to strong visual design and branding is to focus on simplicity. Now, it's really important to have less clutter because less clutter leads to higher conversions. If you have a busy website and you have a lot of things and you're trying to convince people, to do business with you and to check out your products and services, and you're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at them, then it's going to be a distraction, and you're going to find that your website really has lower conversions. And so you want to be able to declutter your website, have it be a nice, simple, modern design, and everything is strategic about its location and the sequence that it's in, and you're going to find that your sales and your conversions are going to skyrocket. The next strategy that you can use to transform your website is to have conversion optimized CTAs. And CTAs just stands for call to actions. And so the first thing that you want to do in this section is that you want to really have the placement be very strategic. Where should you be putting the calls to action for maximum engagement? Well, on the homepage, you should be putting it in the hero section. And so we talked about that a little bit earlier in the video, talking about what the buttons should be labeled. They should be labeled book a free consultation. They should say, give us a call or get a free quote. Any of those things, very clear and direct. And it should be put in the hero section so people know exactly what you want them to do. And it should also be put in the navigation of your website. On desktop, it should be placed at the top right. And then on mobile, when you expand the menu, on mobile and you take a look at it, there'll also be a button so people know exactly what it is that you want to do, no matter what page you're on when they're on mobile. When it comes to design, you want to have a bold, contrasting colors and action-oriented language. So you want to have colors. So for example, you don't want your buttons to mix in or to blend into your background. You want it to stand out because then people will see, oh, that's a button, I can click on there. You don't want to confuse your customers because when you confuse, you lose. You also want to make sure that your language is action oriented, which is why I was telling you that the calls to action should be, hey, it starts with a verb, book a consultation, schedule a call, get a free quote. It always starts with an action verb. So those are the kind of things that you want to do when it comes to converting and optimizing your calls to actions on your website. The next strategy that you could use to transform your website is to showcase value and credibility. So here's an area where you want to show testimonials, and the more the merrier. So you want to show proof that your solutions work with real world examples. So you can do that by including testimonials and showing them on your website. You can also do case studies. Also, you can do screenshots of feedback that you got from working with past clients or feedback from past customers, so people see that it's actually an actual testimony that you actually received. People are skeptical these days, and there's lots of bad people that are not very truthful when it comes to their marketing and just make stuff up. So that's why it's important for you to put your best foot forward, be truthful, and share real testimonies of real people. And unfortunately, you will need to show proof that it is true. Another great way to do this is if you have Google reviews, Yelp reviews, then bring those in, and you can even link and having the link open up in a new tab. And you always want to, whenever you're linking to any page other than on your website, you always want to have an open up in a new tab because you don't want to be losing traffic to other websites. You always want people to come back to your website. So when you link back to your Google reviews, Yelp reviews, any of those kind of reviews, then people can see like, oh, this is legitimate. So that is really helpful. Another areas that you can do to help build credibility is to include trust signals. For example, if you have any certifications in any areas, that would be great. If you have any logos of famous brands or brands that are recognizable in your niche or in your industry that your potential customers would recognize, go ahead and include them. If you've received any awards, go ahead and include them. That's one of the things that we did for just one of our clients who is an affiliate marketer, and he was awarded affiliate marketer of the year 4 times. So shout out to Matt McWilliams, mattmcwilliams.com. And so that's what we did for him in his redesign. If you go to mattmcwilliams.com, you're going to see that at the very top, we added this area that says that he's won that award multiple times. And so that helps to establish his credibility. And we've also added for him right underneath it all of the famous clients that he's worked for. And he's worked for, big brands and big names that are recognizable to anybody looking for his clients. And so we put that at the very top. And so instantly it builds credibility. The fifth strategy strategy that you could use to transform your website is to use analytics and to always be continuously improving. So you want to install tools like Google Analytics to always be making sure that you're able to get free analytics about where people are going. So when you install Google Analytics, you're going to be able to see, hey, which pages on your website are the most popular? What is the journey that people are going? Where are they going from page to page? How are they traveling? Because that way you'll be able to see the path that people go and you'll be able to optimize for that. You'll be able to see also things like bounce rates. The bounce rate is basically how much time people spend on your website by seeing only one page and then them leaving. So if you have a high bounce rate, then that's basically telling you that your website isn't very engaging. Another area that you can, or another tool that you could use to see the analytics or to understand what's going on with your website is a tool called Hotjar. And so what this does is it installs the heat maps on your website, and you're able to see exactly where people are going and which pages are they visiting, and you'll be able to know whether they're you staying on your website for a long time, whether they're not clicking or clicking certain buttons, where they're traveling. So this is a very helpful tool that we've installed also for some of our clients, and they've really given us great feedback because they said, oh wow, like we didn't know. For one of our clients, for example, they had a page where people were only scrolling 30% of the page down and then they were leaving. And they would have never known that. So they realized that, hey, there was something above the fold, above at the very top of that one page that was causing people to leave. So having those kind of tools like Hotjar or something like that installs heat maps and shows you exactly where people are clicking, it's going to be super helpful. You also want to be able to use these analytics tools to find out what are the low converting pages, and then to go ahead and fix those. And by having analytics in your corner, then you'll be able to continuously have do updates and to improve your website, and to always look at like, hey, in what area of my website can I be improving? And that's going to be super helpful. So if you're ready to see how these strategies can transform your website, visit my site. You can check us out at swiftpresssupport.com, and there you can check out my portfolio. You can learn more about my services also. And if you feel like you want to have a no obligation consultation, feel free to click on the book a calendar button on the website. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe now, because every single week I record videos about how to increase conversions on your website, how to improve your website and to make it better, and to increase sales if you are a business and you have a website. Today, we talked about optimizing user experience, creating effective call to actions, building trust with testimonials, and using analytics to constantly improve. If you want to take this even further, watch my video on why AI created websites could be costing your business money and how to fix it. So make sure that you check out that video now.